the other one abhor and despise. Okay, get it up?
And let the heathen know that thou art our God.
That's how they're going to know that Yahweh is only, mainly, specifically for us when he deliver us. The same one, oh man, I hate to jump around, but what's that? Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7 real quick before we get into the law reading. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and give me verse 1 and 2 real quick. That links up with this abhorred and despised. Come. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1 and 2. First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 27 says that we are abhorred and despised. And the heathen gonna know that Yahweh is our power. But Wisdom of Solomon goes along that. Wisdom of Solomon. Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon goes along with that also. Chapter 5 verse 1 and 2. By telling us that we abhorred and despised by these different nations. But when Yahweh come back and looking for us, when he delivers us, they're going to be amazed. Saying, man, these are the people of the Most High. Wow. All right, read that up.
Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness. Behold, the face of such as have afflicted him.
So the Europeans, the Africans, I'm going to break something down to you too, man. And this is what you got to really remember. When you look at Esau now, man, remember, Esau ain't come on the scene with slavery until the 1400s. And then he didn't really get going until the 1600s. But them Arabs, they started trading our people in slavery in the 600s, man. So when Esau was first getting started in the 1400s or West Africa, them Arabs had an 800-year head start on Esau's slavery of our people from West Africa. So by the time the 1600s came, guess what? The Arabs had been dealing with us in slavery for 900 years, man. So Esau is just the last end of this. That's why the Bible said that Esau is the end of the world in 2 Maccabees chapter 6 verse 9. It say Esau is the end of the world. Second Ezra, Salakia. Second Ezra chapter 6 verse 9, it say that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning. Esau had to come at the last. Remember, he's that fourth beast of the Romans. The third is the Greeks and then the fourth is the Romans. He's that fourth beast, man, that was more terrible than the other one. So he had to come at the last end of that. But the Arabs had us in slavery all this time, man. And even right now, they're still oppressing our people in Iraq. Like I said, Iran, Saudi Arabia here. But they brought us in slavery from East Africa way back when, man. The 600s, 700s, 800s was their main power was set up, And then, like I said, not the 6, but the 7, 8, and 9. After Muhammad came on. So all these brothers calling themselves Muslims, they the ones that really kicked off the slave trade of our people from East Africa before the white man. So they want to call Christianity European or slave master religion. The Bible is not a slave master religion. It was the Arabs that first came straight up with Islam and a sword, converting our people and selling them as slaves. Right? So Solomon said we're going to stand in great boldness before the face of the one that's been afflicting us, which are the Africans, the Arabs, the Iraqis, the Iranians, the Chinese, and the Europeans. Esau ain't alone on this trip. He got a lot of people ahead of him that's going to have to get dealt with too. All right. The Ethiopian, the Cushites, which was working. The Cushites was the first ones to work like this, hand in hand with Ishmael to get us off of East Africa over into Western Asia, around by the Persian Gulf, the Red Sea, all that area over there. All right. So we're gonna stand up before everybody that's afflicted us. All right. That's why the Most High said that He's gonna raise us up from the coast where we were sold at. Where's that at? When He said that in Joel, remember? He said, "I'm gonna raise them up from the coast where you have sold them."
Right.
When you look in Joel chapter 3, verse 7. Hit that real quick, Joel chapter 3, verse 5, 6, and 7. Read that real quick. All right, go ahead. Let's finish that second wisdom of Solomon. Shabbat.
And made no account of his labor.
Meaning what? these places where we was at haven't given us any credit for the work that we've done, man. No respect for your labor, what you've done. Like we've been over here swinging on the porch for the past 500 years, ain't done nothing. But we the ones that built up the Washington Monument, them idolatry symbols, built up, you know, the Washington Monument, the White House, the Jefferson Memorial, Lincoln Memorial. Who's that? All right, so we built up. He said we built up all of this. All right. All right, go ahead.
When they see it, they shall be troubled.
So when they see us rising up from these different places, it says that they're gonna be troubled. They're gonna be troubled with fear when they see us. When they see us come. All right, go ahead.
And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
The reason they're gonna be it's gonna be strange to them is because they know that we the ones that they've been afflicting and oppressing and treating evil and doing wickedness to for so many years. So they're gonna be amazed that we the ones that's gonna be risen up. Remember, it's gonna be a global event, man. This ain't gonna just be in America. This is for example, America is the last place where we was brought to as slaves. This is the last stop. This is the last stop on the boat. This ain't the first place. All right, go ahead.
And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
You see that?
So far beyond all that they looked for.
It's going to be beyond everything that they've been looking for. They're looking for a Gentile to come, a white man saying he Christ, and they're looking for these people that's in Israel proclaiming to be Jews. Oh, that's God's favorite people they chosen, and they looking for that. They ain't looking for the niggas, the spits, the coons, the savages, the wetbacks, the porch monkeys, you know what I'm saying, the illegal immigrants. They ain't looking for them to be the ones that the most, the Abids, the Sidis, the Zans. They ain't looking for the ones in Iraq that's being oppressed, the ones in Iran that's being oppressed, the ones in Pakistan that's being oppressed. That look like they ain't looking for them to raise up to be the Most High's chosen people. Go ahead.
And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves.
Their spirit is going to be in anguish. They're going to be repenting in themselves. Go ahead.
This was he.
We in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 3. This is he. Go ahead.
This was he whom we had sometimes in derision.
Meaning what? Whom we tricked. We was able to fool. Alright? Because remember, man, Yahushua, man, what he really want us to do is what he said, man. What he told you in Matthew chapter 28. He said, go ye therefore and teach all nations. You got all these niggas, Israelites, brothers, groups, camps, flooding New York City. And you got a whole continent of Israelites that don't know nothing about who they are, man. Nothing. And we think we doing something by, you know, being where we at. And we already got brothers in Ohio teaching. There's already brothers in Indiana teaching. They might be teaching a little off some of them, but they there. But there's no solidarity and unity and conversation and dialogue between these brothers to get them. What is the main agenda Yahushua said to do? He told us in Matthew, Deuteronomy 28, 29, 30, and 31. Keep my laws, repent. If you don't, these curses are going to come upon you. When they come upon you, bring them to mind in the place where I scattered. Ain't that what he said? Look at Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 3 real quick. Then go back to that Joel chapter 3. We in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, verse, we in verse 4 now. Verse 3, okay.
He said, and a proverb of reproach.
I mean, they have different sayings against us. You know, any, meeny, mighty, mo, catch a nigga by the toe. When you go to Iraq, the brothers over there are dancers, musicians, and gutter cleaners. Cleaning out the ditch cleaners, man. Why have a modern irrigation system where we can just get the Abids to clean up the gutters for us in the ground? That's what they do. That's how they do it. All right, go ahead up.
We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor.
I mean, they consider our life to be madness because it's an empty cycle. It's crazy how we live. It's madness. And so they consider, at the end of everything, they say that they're not going to have no honor. They're not an honor.